Right now I'm in Bratislava, capital of Slovakia. I got here a few hours ago by train from Vienna, and already I can feel that this place is going to be quite different. The language, the architecture, everything feels a bit different from Austria. I don't know how exactly, but that's what I'm here to find out. Now, about 200 meters from my hotel is one of the more popular things you should apparently visit when you're in Bratislava. It's a church. It's a macaroon blue church, like a pastel blue church. So that's where I'm heading now. But you can already see there's a lot of kind of Soviet-looking buildings here. I mean, the door is open. Maybe I can go inside. Maybe I have to come back later. It's near my hotel, so it's not a problem. And look at these weird sculptures. What's this about? Like 3 or 2 topless guys. It's very Soviet looking. Oh, there's another building, like an annex, next to the church. Let's see. Maybe that's where the priest lives or something like that. There's a little bird being eaten by a snake. And this, across the street, it looks like a school, but it kind of looks like a school if Disney designed it. It's really interesting. You look at the buildings here, you'll see buildings like this, like almost nondescript. Just, I don't know what that material is called, but it's just grey buildings. And then next to them you'll see like more historic buildings, like these. So you have kind of like, I guess, a Soviet architecture, and then some stuff that predates the Soviets, or maybe, you know, maybe they rebuilt it after. But I have to imagine it's probably original. Like, why would you have the money to rebuild these buildings with all the details? So it's quite an interesting contrast. There's one thing I'd really like to understand about Slovakia. Sometimes when I make videos, the people who live in those countries, they comment on the videos and they tell me I'm wrong about something. But I'm curious, because in Austria you see a lot of graffiti. But here it's, you know, it's even more. You see a lot of graffiti almost everywhere. And some of it's very nice, some of it's like murals and stuff like that. Some of it's just tags, like this. And you can see like almost every building on the other side of the street has some graffiti. So on my way to my hotel, I saw a shop, and it's called a graffiti shop. And they sell cans of spray paint. And I'm wondering is it legal to do that here? Is that why there's so much graffiti? Did they just decide, you know, graffiti's fine as long as you do it in certain places? I wonder. Let me know if you know, or if somebody knows. Please tell me, because it's quite interesting to me. Like, why is there so much of it? And why would you have shops called graffiti shops if it weren't legal? It's a nice square here. Ah, okay, so this time the underground is for bathrooms. But this building, I was looking for a building called Reduta. It might be this one, which I think is now where the Slovak Philharmonic Orchestra plays. And the Savoy. I'm not sure if it's that Savoy, the Hotel Savoy, but I think if we could keep walking up ahead, I can feel the breeze, the wind from the river, Danube. So here's the Philharmonic, and here's, I think it's called the Bratislava Monument. And let's cross the road. There's a boat you can take from Vienna to Slovakia. I didn't take it today because the time I wanted was fully booked. But I think it might be this one. It's called Twin City Liner. I don't know if it's this boat exactly, but there's a boat you can take that will drop you off, well, I guess right here. And it's about 40 euros, something like that. A few hours ago I was 70-80 kilometers upstream, that direction, and the water of the Danube didn't look this fast flowing. You could barely see it was moving at all. But here it's almost as if some other rivers have flown into it over that distance. I was walking up that way thinking I have to get on the road, but then I thought, you know, it's impossible to get up here because these are cables, so it must be in one of the legs. Otherwise, there's no way they could install an elevator there. And now I can see a sign that says UFO, but it doesn't look very busy. So I kind of thought I got the wrong place, but I've got the right place. It just looks a bit, you know, temporary. It looks like something they pull up overnight. Oh, okay. Maybe I get the lift to myself. There's people behind me. If they're slow paying, maybe I get the lift to myself. Wow, it's going up. Looks like €11.90. I thought it'd be cheaper. It was originally 7 or something like that. Some history.
Ale tak to jest, to Bratislava.
Oh wow, that's quite cool. the old town, which we're gonna explore in a second. Can't see it yet, but the top of this slope is Bratislava Castle, somewhere up there. And I guess this is one of the gatehouses. If you look out over here, let me get a better view. Over there is where I came from. It's the UFO. And then walks down along the bridge and up here. And the old town is there, there's a cathedral. I'm gonna check that out in a minute. But first, I'm gonna head to the top of this castle. The castle is about 1,000 years old, but you know, it's been burned down and rebuilt so many times. I think the most recent time was in the 20th century. Let's have a look inside. I don't know if you need to buy tickets or not. These gardens are quite cool, and they go on something here. I don't know what this is. One of these stairs to nowhere. And you walk up the top of the stairs and you fall off. So behind me in the distance there, well, it's not that far away, is St. Martin's Cathedral. And maybe we'll see the bottom of that in a minute. But across the road are the remains of the medieval walls of Bratislava. And these walls were built to keep out the Mongols, because at that time the Mongols were everywhere. And they were torn down later by Marie Antoinette's mom, because she had quite a big impact on the city. Walking just along the side of St. Martin's, like you can see, the sun's behind me, and then I should be, fingers crossed, walking in the direction of the old town. This is an interesting statue. What's this? You know, that's really strange. Graf Pafi Sald. But the year is strange because it's a 1600 to 1845. Oh. Maybe it's unrelated to the guy, unless he lived to be 150. Who knows? I've seen a few buildings like this with like overgrown. Looks quite nice. January. Some parts of this area, there was a Jewish quarter, but part of it was demolished to build that bridge, the UFO bridge. And so there's a few signs around here about that, explaining that here was, you know, there was a big Jewish presence. And the buildings, the Jewish buildings, they survived World War II, but they didn't survive demolition because of that bridge. apothecary. I guess that means this is a pharmacy. But this is also what looks like a statue of Jesus. So I'm not sure what that means. Does that mean that Jesus will cure you if you shop at this shop? Who knows? This is an unfortunate looking croissant. Is that what it's supposed to be? Sausage, maybe? I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. I could have sworn that was a church, but it's not. I think it's a shopping mall of some kind. It's day 2, and I'm going to show you around the old town. I had planned to do that this morning, and I did kind of go for a walk around this morning in the old town, but it was full of people still drunk from the night before. The lighting wasn't that good, so I decided to ride a bicycle for 4 hours. That's another video. But yeah, I'll show you the old town, and you'll see some of the streets. They're quite busy because there's a lot of restaurants. The restaurants have umbrellas and things like that, which is why I wanted to try and do it in the morning. But since I can't, I'll just show you in the afternoon. From what I can figure out, there's 2 main squares, and up ahead is the smaller of the 2. With like this very palatial looking building, and then I think this is the city hall. But the other thing that's fun, there's a lot of statues or sculptures around the place, and you'll see a few of them as we walk around. It's quite fun because they're kind of semi-interactive sculptures. It's like the people who made the sculptures, they did it for Instagram pictures before Instagram existed. See what I mean there? They're working sculptures. And if we walk through here, there's the main square, and I'll put the name on the screen. The problem is with a lot of these like Slovak names, like even if I have the name in front of me, I don't know how to read it. So that's why I won't be naming anything in this video. It's because the names are quite difficult to read for someone who only speaks English, like me. You can hear the organ music playing from inside. This building here is quite interesting. There's a cannonball up there. Apparently this cannonball was inspired by some of Napoleon's forces in the 19th century, and it's been there ever since, which is quite quite cool. I might have a coffee at the Choco Cafe, Maximilian Delicatesso. But first, there's another sculpture down this street. That's probably the most famous sculpture. I don't know if there'll be a lot of people crowding around, but have a look, because I think this is like, if you buy a postcard, this is one of the things that appears on the postcard. Statue. He's over there. Was a bit busy. Here's a photo I took yesterday. Very popular place for people to take selfies with the statue. Flags on the street, I thought they were for the football, the consulates and the embassies. And this one is St. Michael's Gate. It's like the only remaining gate from the old city gates. So the whole street, it's like restaurants and coffee shops and things like that. It's a nice place to come. Let's see if anything's down here. That goes out to the old city walls. This building's pretty cool looking. I wonder if it's like that on purpose. But here the tram lines, they run around the old city. And now I've got to head to the train station. Interesting view of St. Michael's, or not St. Michael's. Yeah, St. Michael's, the city gate that we just saw. The reason why I wanted to walk to the train station, even though it's 32 degrees, is one, because it's not that far, it's only 2 kilometers, but two, there's a palace or two along the way. And this is the presidential palace. I wonder if they have like guards, you know, like the Queen's guards, or like they do in some other countries. Maybe not. But it's quite a nice building for a president. And now I kind of wish I'd stayed at the Crown Plaza, which wasn't that much more expensive than the place I stayed. You get a better view, I think. But it is a bit of a walk from the old city. You've got to walk for like 5 or 10 minutes. It's a bit sad because some of these buildings in their day would have been quite grand, but now they're boarded up and covered in graffiti. I guess they cost a lot of money to maintain, and maybe one day someone will come up with the money to maintain them. But you see this in other countries too. It's not just this is in the UK, so it's not a uniquely Slovakian problem. I was in the train station. I was ready to walk around the train station and explore a bit. They have like a Soviet mural. It's not a huge train station, but they have a mural. And my train, the train that was supposed to be at 2 o'clock, is delayed by 45 minutes. And the train that was supposed to leave 2 hours earlier is delayed by 80 minutes, and it just happened to be leaving when I arrived at the station. So I just jumped on the train and I'm on my way to Budapest. So signing off for this video, and see you in Hungary.